So far, this is what I gather to be the more important videos I found from To The Ark. There are more, but this is the one that I think is the most important. We're going to start with fragments. In the beginning of fragments, we see that it was a picture of Alex's face being torn up, along with the words, "You are broken," and the description says, "Hello again." I believe this one is more important because To The Ark knows who Alex is, because why else would they really say hello again? And plus, why would they say that he's broken? Well, he's broken because he is sick. And it's probably great to mention that To The Ark is Brian. Well, wow, spoiler alert, but yeah. Brian knows that he is sick with the operator sickness. Or maybe he is saying hello again as he did see Masky or Tim get his leg broken by Alex. Hence, probably why it's fragments. But that's just a silly thought. Next one would be indicator. With indicator, it says, "You will never be free, blind, and he lies." It also has a video of a baby doll with a operator tab in his eyes. Kinda creepy, but I drew it kinda cute for you. I believe this one is more aimed at Tim, as, well, we see that Tim has the sickness since he was a child, so most likely it's for him. For why it's called indicator, I guess it's Brian trying to tell Jay that he is basically patient zero, since he had it since he was very, very young. Next one is extraction, with the words, "How much do you hate? Is not enough." And description says never. This one is directed at Tim again, as, well, Alex broke his leg. And also here's a little chart of how much they hate each other, with Brian hating Alex the most, and Tim hates him, but not as much as Brian wants him to. And also Alex hates both of them, of course. And Brian's just basically telling Tim, hey, he broke your leg, you should, hit him more. But Tim's like, yeah, whatever, lol. Which Brian doesn't like, as he wants Tim to hate Alex more, so the both of them, plus Jay, can take Alex down easily. The next one is decay. It says, "You caused this, you will never be forgiven, and he will lead me to you, lead me to death, lead me to the ark." Along with some of the words that I forgot to write down with "no choice" and "end him." This one, Brian is directly directing this at Alex, of course, which Alex caused a lot of bad stuff to happen, and, well, Brian hates him, so he's not really going to forgive him for what he did. As for "he will lead me to you," this one's more directed at Jay. Jay will lead Brian to Alex. With "lead me to death" and "lead me to the ark," that one is more interesting, as in comics, it is shown that the ark is something that we saw when Brian died. So the ark and death, they're basically the same thing. And with the last words, "no choice" and "end him," well, they want Alex dead. That's pretty obvious right there. They want him dead. And to note, Jay doesn't really notice Brian whenever he follows him around, so it's easier for Brian, as he is able to keep tabs on Jay without him knowing. Or also without anyone else really knowing, unless they just look around. Brian has a habit of just stalking, if I'm being honest. The next one is decline. It says, "Everything is normal, everything is fine. I worry about nothing because nothing's on my mind." There's also secret messages that says, "Have you made me a liar, or is he gone?" Along with "he will pay." First, the title is interesting, as I think that this was reflecting Brian's mind at the moment. His mental state is on decline, and he's very focused on trying to kill Alex and basically have him pay for what he's done. As for the "everything is normal" quote, it had been repeated another time for comic issue 3.5, when Brian is in the ark. He's dead, he basically repeats that and just kind of woke up in the ark. Along with the fact that at entry number 87, once basically Tim is the only one left, he also repeats the line, "Everything is fine." As for the lines, "Have you made me a liar, or is he gone?" This one is a bit more tricky, as I believe it's just Brian asking Tim the question himself. He's just basically asking Tim if he is basically done lying to people. He finally kind of sort of told the truth to Jay, but Jay leaked his medical record, so there's that. As for how Alex is going to pay, death. That's the obvious answer. Brian wants him dead. The second to last one is quadrant, with the words, "He is a liar. Who am I? Am I the third? I cannot help. And also, do you ever see?" Starting with the first one, he is a liar. I feel like it is probably just Brian referring to Tim again, but I'm not 100% sure on why. As for I cannot help, I believe this is in reference to Brian failing to kill Alex, therefore making Alex even more aggressive and out for blood for both Tim and Jay. And do you ever see is probably just Brian asking if Jay ever understands what he's trying to say. As in issue 3.5, when Brian died and found Jay dead as well, he mentioned how he tried to give out many hints about what to do next. As for who am I the third? That felt like foreshadowing as, well, we know that two people are kind of dead. We got Jay, who's dead, and then we got the tunnel guy that Alex murdered. And so he's probably questioning himself that, is he next? And then with the last one is null. It says, it is silent. Who is left to hear the, or your, secrets? Do you know? I have for years. Arc awaits. What did, or will, you see, /hear? Regards. And just a bunch of letters that I did not decode yet, or find the answers. And the description also says location, which is interesting. As for this last entry from Brian, I feel like this is directed towards, well, Tim. As it says, who is left to hear your secrets? Do you know? Is probably in reference that Jay is dead, and soon Brian will be dead, so who else will know about his secrets? For the words, I have for years, it is likely referring to Brian and Tim's friendships, as he knew about it when it was too late, when he got infected. Were they still friends? No, not really. In one of the entries, Brian stole some of Tim's pills so he himself can get better, but that leaves Tim suffering. As for the Ark awakes and location, it could possibly mean death, as, well, Brian saw it himself in issue number 3.5. However, location can also mean the location of where Alex is, as, well, Jay found a piece of paper where it says Benedict Hall, and that's where Alex was hiding out at, and so that's probably where he needed to go, but I'm not too sure. Going back to who is left, well, we see that Jay is dead, Tim found him dead. Very fun, very cool. And we also know that Brian died because, well, guess who it calls by? It was Tim. And Brian fell to his death. I mean, there was no blood, but dramatic. Woo. In the end of the series, who else is dead? Alex. Who kills Alex? Tim. So with 2 out of 3 deaths basically caused by Tim, well, who is left to hear his secrets? As basically those 3 are the ones that know about his secrets. And also, well, there's Jessica, but Tim never told Jessica about what happened with him. Jessica is infected as well, but that's her own adventure for the comics. And those are just basically the ones that I find it important. I mean, I could have done more research, more stuff, but that's all I got. There's definitely way more things I could have said, way more things I could have digged into, but you know what? This is for fun. I probably got some stuff wrong. Goodbye.